That's probably the best piece of advice I could give someone.
When do you very sad.
It is,
And
yeah.
I'm sure you were looking forward to that. But we do, at least we still have the Masters.
Yeah, so that's looking like it's going to be middle of November now, which is crazy to think that this week is normally Masters week, and we're all kind of stuck inside, wishing that we were there. But
It's a shame.
it's what it is. Yeah.
I mean, in coming off the back of your win at Arnold Palmer, it would have been a nice time to probably head to Augusta in a tricky course like that, because you played Bay Hill pretty well.
Yeah, it would have been nice. Obviously, the game was in a good place, and obviously I just kind of come back from 2 months off after having wrist surgery, so
That's right, yeah.
to hit the ground running and get a win so soon after coming back from that was obviously it certainly exceeded all my expectations. Yeah, and now it looks like obviously we're going to have at least a couple of months off again, but that's not really within our control.
Yeah, same. I'm kind of in the same boat on my end of things too. But it was amazing. It's just because I remember, like, when you signed up at Modest Golf last summer, we played a lot of golf. We played quite a few rounds of golf since, and I would hear you every now and then. You go, oh Jesus, the wrist, like it would catch on you. So it just shows you, how much it held you back, having a bad wrist for that period.
Yeah, it was funny because I actually injured it at the Masters back in, it was 2017.
Oh Christ.
Yeah, from falling over. So
Well, I know someone that's fallen over at Augusta too.
Yeah, you had it par 3 tournament as well, wasn't it?
It was this day 4 years ago, but we won't talk about that. Moving on, Tyrrell. I'm interviewing you. What should I say?
Oh, that was an absolute beauty.
I mean, yeah, it just shows you, like, if you come back, if something's holding you back like that, but you've got the game in there somewhere to come back and win. And I mean, it's not like it was the easiest of final rounds of all time, was it? It was playing like a US Open. The course on television looked scary, and the wind and stuff like that. So
yeah, it was
like winning a major in a way.
Yeah, I guess so. Obviously yet to experience that, but
we get there.
I think Friday evening, if you had told me I was going to shoot 3 over for the weekend and I was going to be holding the trophy on Sunday, you kind of wouldn't believe it. So it shows how difficult the setup was.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of a case of holding on, and there was just a blow up waiting to happen at any point on that back nine, and I guess I tried my best to blow up a little bit on 11, which was
Oh yeah.
but yeah, luckily held on and got the first win.
All right, well, that's out of the way. First Englishman in a bit to get it done as well, which is nice. So, like, I know we've obviously been talking about it, but you're getting like into your training and stuff like that. Have you found it? I noticed a lot recently. You've been like posting videos and stuff, and even with the things in the pool and all sorts. Have you like throughout this sort of period, has it been like is it good for your head as well as your body?
Yeah, so I started with a team, James, Laura and Kevin from kind of back home, around, was it middle of January, I think. Just not necessarily from a golf perspective, but just to, I guess, feel better about myself, and just feel better. So we've worked really hard on that, and the short spell that we had on the golf course back in tournaments, it kind of showed that it definitely helped me.
Yeah.
And since everything's kind of been on lockdown now, we're training through FaceTime. We've bought a few little floor mats from Costco, and we've got a few kettlebells and Swiss balls, so we're kind of making do with that, but trying not to kind of lose any ground in that sense.
Yeah, no, same. I've been kind of like doing my own little drills here because you can't really go anywhere.
I see you've been posting your daily workouts.
You want to see? There's the goods.
Guns out, guns out.
No, but I found it like to have like if I say to myself, right, I'm going to get up tomorrow, I'm going to make breakfast, then I'm going to work out for an hour, and then it's straight away once you work out, I find like you feel straight away, you feel you've got like a purpose and you've got kicked off your day the right way, and
it's easier to get a bit of structure going as well, I guess. It's easy in times like this for the days to kind of fade away without doing. I know there's not too much to do, but if you can try and figure out a few things to keep yourself busy throughout the day, it's gonna be better.
And have you been doing any putting in the house, or have you got any like drills with swing drills or anything like that you can do? Obviously, I can see the old pings in the background in the bag.
Yeah. They're, like I said, we've been out sort of 3 times a week because here at Lake Nona, the golf course and practice facilities are still open. Yeah. Which is why we're kind of able to go outside and use that. But
you're lucky ones.
Yeah. So we're fortunate in that sense. We've got some airflow balls. So Emily's been Emily's been practicing with them as well. So we've been knocking them around the house a little bit, but
yeah, I've just recently got a putting mat, and I tell you what, God help all of my friends when I play golf again, because I am putting like a champ at the minute. Whether that mat is actually worth it.
You look like you're good at chipping onto it as well, from what I see.
Do like the old chipping.
How many takes? Go on.
I swear to God, only the 2. That's why I posted the first one, so to make it look like I wasn't just like this one. I was delighted with myself, Terrell. Oh God,
it was good effort. To be fair, you done well.
Yeah, I did all right. It was a nice little swoop in action. You know, just using the lower body as well. We'll get into it later, anyway, Terrell. I don't want to talk about the swing. It's too complicated. Come here, tell us, how did you start the game? Obviously, your father is your coach and has been probably your whole life.
Yeah.
Am I right in saying?
Pretty much.
Danny Wardrop said, "How many shanks?" Yeah, good on.
How many shanks? Straight in there. Doesn't miss an opportunity.
Never.
So my parents played. And my mum stopped playing from when I was about 5 years old, and then my dad had like a normal kind of 9 to 5 job around sort of, but he got made redundant when I was around about 10, I think, and that's kind of when he moved into teaching and custom club fitting. So,
and was he
since then really?
Was he an amateur or did he turn pro?
Yes. Yeah, so he the lowest he got down to was 7.
Right.
So yeah, he couldn't do the PGA route, and to be honest, I don't think he wanted to go that route anyway. With you working in the pro shop and everything, and so he did I think it was European Golf Teachers Federation, and kind of got his qualification that way, and did a load of club fitting courses, and set up Hatton Golf, which is. We've got a golf studio now, which he teaches out of. So,
you still practice there, don't you?
Yes, yeah. When we're back in the UK, I'll go see him sort of 3 times a week, sometimes almost every day, if we need to kind of get something fixed before I go off and play another tournament.
I was just thinking about, like, I was looking at your clubs there in the background, and you obviously play ping, and I was just thinking about. There's one club in the bag that not a lot of golfers have that has helped me out of a couple of situations. I've had a couple of swings of it myself.
Yeah, but you enjoyed using
it. That 7 wood that you've got that not many people have.
Yeah.
Why do you have it?
Well, I've always struggled using rescues, and
tell me about it.
I just kind of needed something that I could use if the rough's quite thick, that you can kind of get it out with, because you're not gonna be using a 3-iron out of that. So actually copied Matt Fitzpatrick. So Fitzy's got Fitzy's had a 7-wood in there for a while, and so when we first tried it, it was going a little bit too far. So we had to kind of really chop it down. So it's actually just slightly longer than my 4-iron now, and yeah, it's been a great club, and I know Mac has enjoyed using that one too.
Yeah, I was going to say Mac is sitting here watching this, and I've hit it a couple of times myself. I remember on the 4th at Wentworth using it, just hacking out of the trees, and that probably hit one of the best shots I've ever hit in my life.
Oh, it's a beauty, isn't it?
It is a beauty, to be fair.
That.
Anyway, obviously, I'll the few that I could think of. Remember the time in Europe when you won twice, and did you win 2 weeks in a row? Am I right in saying?
Yeah.
Do you know when the Dunhill and then the
Italian
Tallinn, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I think you... Okay. Yeah, I remember that, and obviously I remember, like, being like, Jesus, like, and it was good to see, like, young English golfers doing well at the time as well. But obviously with the PGA Tour win, is that where you see yourself, like, now you can kick on there proper, and is that, like, you see yourself... Do you ever see yourself moving out to the States, or will you always be UK-based and kind of play over there?
I like the idea of being able to play both. Obviously, growing up watching the European Tour, you kind of have that, I guess, loyalty and the connection there. So I wouldn't ever want to kind of lose my status there. And, you know, PGA Tour, with how the schedule's changed, I think it's easier to play out in the States for the first part of the year. And then generally most guys will go back to Europe through summer and kind of towards the back end of the year.
But having that win, does that make you think, tell you what, I could play some of them ones at the back end of the year as well, and knowing that you've got, you have the game to take on the world, and have been lower, but in the top 25 and off the back of the injury, and confidence must be seriously high to think to yourself, tell you what, I could go to any major, I can go to any of the major tournaments and as well, and clean up and stay in the States.
Well, it's obviously, like, from a confidence point of view, to kind of prove that I can win out in the States is great that I've managed to do that. And yeah, when we go into majors, there's no reason why we can't kind of contend and hopefully win one of those. But at the end of the day, golf's such a funny game. You're always trying your best every week, and some weeks it kind of works out for you, and other weeks it doesn't. It's just you keep on trying, and hopefully you can give yourself enough chances.
I was going to say, I love the way you said "we." I assume you speak of Mick.
Yeah, what a man.
Mick is still a caddy, and he's a hell of a man. And I think he enjoyed the win at Bay Hill more than anyone.
Yeah, so it was funny because he had a mare, because